Trudi is one of the patients at the practice, one of our patients, and she suffers with advanced COPD, advanced lung disease, and she's also troubled with quite a lot of chronic pain as well.
You've had carers?
Carers at night. So they are absolutely fantastic. They are really, really good.
How often do they come?
At the moment I have at least 3 a week. But it was whenever they could.
And they come to the night?
Yeah.
Is it at night?
Yeah. Yeah, they come at 10 and they finish at 7.
And what sort of care do they do?
Everything I need. Anything I need. Like this, I used to be now. I know when I need my nebulizer, everything. All of them too. I don't know where I'd be without them. Don't know where I'd be without them.
Working together with other agencies, because she's had involvement with our rapid response nurses, with district nurses. She's had social services carers caring. So working together, we've been able to address her needs as they arise.
And then Vicky has been your main nurse.
Vicky is the one over the hospital.
Yeah.
That gets me in when I gotta go in, and she sorts it all out then.
Over the last few months, it became apparent that Trudi was suffering a bit more with her symptoms. She was becoming more breathless, and certainly pain was very much of an issue for her. And although we were trying very hard working between the hospice and us as the practice, it was apparent that maybe we weren't able to provide her with as much care as she actually needed. So it was very useful for us to be able to utilise via the hospice the beds at Ysbyty and Aneurin Bevan.
Anything you want to know, you can ask them and they'll tell them everything. Because I mean, they talk to you like as if they've known you forever. You know, so they're really, really, really good. I don't know why people have done. All the hospice services that you can get at home, you can get it. Yeah.
Trudi was able to be admitted and actually receive quite an intensive amount of treatment and care, stabilising her condition to a level where she was able to return back home in a much more settled way.
And if you want sympathy, they do sympathy. If you want to laugh, they'll have a laugh.
Sort of like patient-centred, they respond to what you want.
Yeah. They know their patients inside out.
With having a chronic condition, a lot of it can be managed at home, but on those episodes then where she does need that little bit more support, being nearer to home, and having that support from people she knows and the services that are able to visit her there, that makes life much easier for her and gives her continuity of care between the package of care that she has at home to what she's got then when she's in hospital.
You know when you're going in, they'll say, well, I think we should go in, and they'll arrange it. They'll tell you when you go in, and they don't tell you when you're coming out. So they'll stay before. And they won't lay you out unless every single thing is right. You haven't got to worry about a thing, they just do it all. Yeah, you just sit and wait and just go with the flow. You've got a community nurse, but Vicky comes as well.
Yeah.
You know, she makes sure everything is right. There's one going and then the hospice nurses come in as well.
When she became much more settled and the hospice and the hospital were able to stabilise her breathing and her pain, it was really useful for us to then work together with them as a multidisciplinary team, and we certainly had meetings within the practice with all of the care providers to ensure that Trudi would remain stable at home, because it's important for her to have as good a quality of life as possible.
We have regular palliative meetings with the GP, hospice colleagues, pre-arranged meetings. If any concern is raised by Trudi and her family or from any of the services visiting, we get together to discuss where we're going, what our plans are.
Yeah, brilliant. Everybody out there at the hospital.
A lovely big team looking after you.
Yeah, and they're a good team too.
So the yard as well, they look really...
Yeah, they're brilliant over there.
Care closer to home, I would say it's an essential part of their healthcare. If you think about the convenience of being closer to home for carers as well as for the patient themselves, and to remain within the community that they live in.
It's easier for the families, it's less stressful. It's the care that they get from the nurses, who knowing the situations that they're in, being aware of their circumstances around their condition. It's a much more personalised care.
When you're not well, And especially when you know you're going towards the end of it. Do you know what I mean? When you've got people so near, so understanding, and they put a different look on it for you. And if you want to talk to them about anything, you can. And if you don't, well, they don't mention it to you. Do you know what I mean?
We at the Hospice of the Valleys have been involved in Trudi's care and treatment for some considerable time. We firmly believe in working collaboratively with other agencies in pursuit of the highest quality of person-centred care, and we aim to continue this work into the future.